All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Learning Leverage podcast. I have a very, very special guest, a very, very beautiful Haitian woman, an independent mother. I'm going to let her blab by herself. Please introduce yourself to my crowd, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Soraya, and I am the CEO of Healing Wounds Coaching and Consulting.
And Jiraiya, I understand. So basically, the consulting thing, that does make you a therapist, right?
Yes, I am a therapist. I'm a mental health therapist.
Okay, a mental health therapist. All right, I have a question as per your background because I believe I share a similar one. You are of a Haitian background, is that correct?
Yes, I am of Haitian descent.
Both mother and father, is that correct?
Yes, mother and father from Haiti.
So how did someone, because I come from the same background, I'm sure we had very similar childhoods that we'll speak on, but how did someone who comes from that background get into therapy? Because, that's very, very frowned upon in our culture.
Well, specifically, I could talk about my childhood. So growing up in the Haitian household, emotions were really talked about. And also
Mettez à genoux, mettez à genoux.
Right. That's it all day. So when you have parents who are immigrants coming into the country and they're in survival mode, um, and all they're doing is working, but life is real and emotions happen, and the way they dealt with them, I don't think, particularly me, it affected me a lot, and it caused me to go into a depression and anxiety, and um, I was labeled as the crazy, cousin, because it was very hard for me to manage my emotions, and as well as not having support, not having someone to help me manage my emotions. So after going through that cycle throughout like my childhood and adolescence, I felt compelled to want to help people not feel the way I did. And I do have a heart for the Haitian community because I know we normalize things that are not normal.
I commend you for your outputting on not only yourself, but for others. And again, especially in our community, people who come from not just Haitian community, just Black culture in general, but specifically, I'd say all Caribbean islands, man. But I can only speak on what I know, and what you're speaking on too. The Haitian community is very, very frowned upon to even mention any kind of mental weakness. And especially as a daughter, I would say as a man, but I had a sister too. So I watched the difference. We all got beatings or whatever. It was, we all great adults. But I noticed the difference was they're a lot harder on the daughters than the sons. And I'll be real there. Because like Asian woman is so strong and powerful that I feel like they put that on y'all very, very, very early in the game.
And let's talk about like what is the outcome of that. So what kind of the stress and all that they put on the daughters to be strong, to have basically have it all together. What is the outcome of that as adult women,
That's a
talking
good
to
question. Would you be able to answer that for us?
Yes, I've talked to a lot of people, and honestly, a lot of the common things that I'm noticing is a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, but we don't talk about it. We have, and this is something that I talk about a lot, is that strong woman syndrome, where you think you can hold on to everything. And when you feel like you can't, all you're doing is, appuyer budget, bonje, and that's it. Bonje capable, and that's it,
That means Jesus can for those who don't understand.
Right. And that's not always, Jesus is the way. I'm not going to say he's not the way, but I'm going to say that sometimes Jesus wants you to go to see a therapist.
I think you're the first Haitian person that ever said that too.
Oh, wow. I'm different. I've always been different.
And I wanted to touch on something we slightly brushed over, the fact how mental health can affect business as well, and our relationship aspects as well. Could you touch on that as well? How you may not even know that your inner depression is affecting you outwards and your business life and your relationship life and things of that nature?
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as business, I'm an entrepreneur, business owner, and I understand that mindset is big. So the mindset that you were, right, the mindset that you were given though, when you were susceptible, meaning when you were a child. So whatever they would say to you, I'm going to give an example. For the Haitians, they would say, just when you don't do something you're supposed to do, they'll call you imbecile, salopui. That's funny, ha ha ha, in comedian skits. But those things, we internalize those things. So then fast forward as an adult, you're a business owner and you over here second guessing yourself, not being able to think properly, having basically all those voices, all those things that people were telling you, that you kind of created an identity to, like it's an identity of I can't, and so that can struggle, even if you're not a business owner, if you're working in a traditional job, that may play a part as well. And then as far as relationships, I mean, communication is big in relationships. If you don't know how to communicate, if all you saw when you were a child was do what I say, it be that said, and there wasn't a practice of healthy communication, then that's going to affect you as an adult.
If that's it is a key term. That's basically how we look at things. Like, yeah, do what you do, go to work, if that's it. Or do what you do, pay the bills, if that's it. Or take care of the kids, if that's it. So I definitely agree with you there. And what about the relationship aspect as far as mentally internalizing that, and as a Haitian woman, having to be raised as that and then coming out on the other side?
Well, one of the biggest things that I've noticed is attachment issues, right? So that's something that we may not know too much about. So there's different type of attachment, and attachment comes from like the first 5 years of your life as a child. So however your relationship was with both parents, how you attach to them, depending on how they met your needs. Did they make you feel safe? Did you feel like you can trust them? That is going to translate as an adult. So you may feel with your partner like you're not always safe. You don't know if you can trust them. Like you don't know if you can even say how you feel. You may be a people pleaser, always trying to take on someone else's emotions to help them feel better. Usually, women, we do that. Like we try really hard to take on someone else's emotion and take it as if it's ours to help them feel better. But it's, everyone has their own life. They have their own emotions. Everyone's allowed to feel how they feel, and we don't have to be rescuers. And that goes back to that strong woman syndrome of always trying to rescue, always trying to be superwoman for and everyone.
I couldn't agree more with every statement you're saying. Like I said, all men have their own challenges as well, especially again within our community. But I feel like
Absolutely.
women, because of the strength of the Haitian woman, like yeah, held to a higher regard. Definitely, I definitely say so. I saw that
Yeah.
you have a free consultation. Where can the people reach you at as far as for because you sound very much knowledgeable about everything you're saying. How can we if anybody that sees this and is inspired by this, how are they able to reach you on Instagram or things of that nature so we can follow up that way?
So on Instagram, I'm at Healing Wound CC, and my website is healingwoundcc.org.
Okay. And is there any other place or anything that you're doing that you want to mention before we close out? Because I understand the baby has to be fed.
Yeah, absolutely. So I also do coaching. So it's not just therapy, because I know some people have gone through therapy and feel like, okay, I already did that. But I also do some coaching, mindset coaching for women of color. And we kind of walk through a lot of those things, getting through like the childhood beliefs that may have kind of got you stuck, and walking through that, helping to heal some things through non-traditional ways. So I believe in expressive art. And then when I say expressive arts, I mean like music and writing poetry, different ways of expressing yourself that's not traditional talk therapy. As far as therapy that I do, I really want to put this out there that I specifically trauma therapy, EMDR, if you guys want to look that up. If you're interested, I have information on my website as well. Um, and I also help people fix their credit. I'm big on
Fire.
finances. Yeah, because I know that specifically I am targeting the Haitian community because I know that we're kind of behind in a lot of things and we don't know some things. And I want to be able to educate us so we can do better not just for ourselves, but for our legacy as well.
Keyword being there. I pray that we can do a part two of this very, very soon.
Absolutely.
I just want to thank you for your time today. Thank you for all of the gems you brought, and again, just thank you. I'm highly humbled, and I appreciate it. This is very special from Haitian to Haitian. I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, we'll talk very soon.
Thank you. Good? Good? Okay.
We're good.
Okay. I was like, are we good? Okay, great. I kind of messed up in the beginning, but we're good. I think it worked out.
It worked out.
Okay, good. Okay, awesome. So this was great. This was fun. I'm interested in also doing a part two. So you let me know.
I got you. I'll hit you up today about